Hello everyone, welcome at my weekly stream. As I told you last time, in today's I'm gonna play at the chess tournament. So last week I was preparing, I was polishing my openings. I was playing plenty of blitz games and I was checking did I play it correctly. I also solved a lot of tactics, a lot of tactical problems this week. And today I'm gonna, because tournament is coming very soon. So today I'm gonna put everything into the practice and I'm gonna play some rapid games. So let's see how well I can play 2 days before the chess tournament. So let's try to find someone for 10 minutes. Okay, and I have got the first opponent from India. Okay, of course I'm gonna play openings that I'm supposed to play at the chess tournament, so it's gonna be the French defense. Okay, so we have got the advanced variation. Of course, I'm gonna answer with c5. Now there is knight c6, very popular, and queen b6. In my opinion, queen b6 is slightly more accurate because knight c6 allows bishop e3, and queen b6 doesn't allow it. Okay, and now I usually play either bishop b5 with the idea to exchange that bad light square bishop, which is quite a quite a big problem in the French very often, that bishop. But at the tournament, I think I'm gonna play knight c6. I want to make a very quick pressure over that pawn. a3, so opponent wants to play b4. So the question is what to do. And this is, by the way, the main variation. In my opinion, this is one of the best ways how white can play against the French defense. And I think I'm gonna play knight h6 with the idea to go knight f5 and attacking that pawn. This is what I usually play at that line. Okay, bishop d3. Bishop d3, okay. It's okay, I'm laughing a little bit because recently I was discussing that variation with one of my students and I told him that I do not play, I haven't played it very often because usually white plays b4. But that bishop d3, so the idea behind this move is that if I take pawn takes, then I cannot play knight b4, right? I cannot attack it. I cannot capture that pawn because I'm gonna lose the queen. So, okay, so what to do? The question is probably takes. And now if I play bishop d7, I guess bishop c2. And knight f5, bishop takes, pawn takes, knight goes to c3, bishop goes to e6. So I'm gonna play, okay, I'm gonna play that variation, but so I'm gonna start with taking this pawn. And I can play bishop d7, bishop c2, and knight f5, but I think it's gonna end up the same if I start with knight f5. Looks more natural to me. Pawn captures, and now that pawn is hanging, so I play bishop e6. So I'm not losing the tempo to move my bishop to d7 and to e6. I can directly go to e6. Opponent doesn't lose the tempo with moving bishop back. Okay, so now bishop goes to e7. I would like to castle. I have got 2 bishops. Of course, my pawn structure is not perfect. I have got an isolated pawn. I have got the doubled pawns. They are well defended, but it is a potential problem. Okay, opponent goes there. So maybe opponent's idea, of course, opponent wants to get my queen. And probably opponent wants to play b4 somehow. So the question is, if I go there, after b4, I think I have to go back. So where should I go? If I go to a6, would it be good? Opponent plays b4. Maybe I can somehow infiltrate. Would that be good or not? Or maybe I should just simply bring my queen back, but the question is, what is the perfect place for that queen? c7, I don't want to go to c7. It doesn't look very natural. Going back to d8. Okay. So maybe not a6, but maybe b5. Okay, I think I'm gonna play queen to b5. I want to bring my rook. Yes, because after b4, I think I can play a5. I think that might be a good option for me. Okay, b4. Okay, so the question, should I play it now or not? Because if I castle, I'm a little bit afraid that my opponent has got the time to develop bishop and to consolidate a little bit. But if I attack my opponent quickly, I play a5, In case opponent goes back to c3, queen c4, attacking that knight. I think I'm gonna do that. You see that I immediately put pressure over the pawn at the b4. And if I take, you can also see that the A file is also quite open. Okay, knight c3, this is the move that I calculated. I think I'm gonna play here. So knight is in trouble. In case pawn goes here, I can just capture the knight. In case opponent protects the knight, because I think opponent has to do something with this knight. Ah, okay, knight a4. So the idea behind this move is to play knight b6 and fork those two pieces. I can always go back, but going back, what white can try to get a draw. Okay, one option. If I take it, knight b6. Okay, I don't want to lose material like this. So what else I can do? Bishop d8. Bishop d8 doesn't look that promising. Queen b5 gives equal position, but can I really would like to get some activity here. Bishop d8 also c5 square is becoming very weak. So I would rather not to do that. Okay, let me check what my opponent is going to do. If opponent is going to repeat moves, okay, so now I know that opponent wants to get a draw. Okay, so if I go, does it, because I played queen c4 quite quickly, so does this move help me? Still opponent goes there. I cannot go to a6, because those are like a 3 squares I have got available. Okay, b6, c4 doesn't help me, a6, b5. Okay, let me just go back. In case opponent plays knight a4, yeah, the question is, I'm trying to use opponent's time, of course. So opponent is thinking, take a draw or not. If opponent goes there, okay, so opponent, after this move, I think it's gonna be threefold repetition. So now, okay, so if I take it, let me calculate one more time. Queen a6 captures. I sacrificed an exchange for a pawn. I think it's not enough compensation. If I go bishop d8, okay, so what opponent can do? Bishop d8. I told you I'm afraid of this, but that doesn't work because of that. In case rook goes to b1, then I think I can takes, and I can take it. Okay, bishop d8 looks quite promising. Rook a6 is also an option, but I don't want to play it because it creates a potential tactical motive. Let me play it for the win. I don't want to get a draw. I know it looks passive, but queen b5 would be just, you know, getting a draw, which is not bad if you play, you know, when you play it with black, if you get a draw, it's not that bad. Okay, but opponent plays there. I think I wanted to take it. Ah, okay, opponent wants to take it and opponent wants to fork me here. Okay, let me just capture that. Opponent's gonna take pawn at b7. I'm gonna castle. I have to castle quickly. Also, my time is worse. 4 minutes. Okay, so definitely my time is not that great, especially, you know, thinking about the fact that it's we just played like 19 moves and first 12 moves, they were quite obvious. Okay, so now opponent wants to go there. Maybe opponent wants to push it. Okay, I have to. I'm controlling those squares, and now I want to trap that knight. I want to create some serious problems to this knight by playing here, or even better, bringing the rook here. Because you can see that the battle takes place on the queen side. Okay, if I go there, opponent's going to play here. I go back, knight c5. Okay, so if I start with this move, knight goes to c5. If I take, pawn takes, and then what? Then d4 maybe somehow. Knight takes d4, rook d8. Okay, so the question is, what can I do with this knight? Or if I go there, rook goes here, knight c5, takes, rook takes. I keep an eye on the pawn. Yeah, I think I prefer that variation. I had got two candidate moves, and I definitely prefer this one because I have got a strong pressure over pawn at the a4. After knight c5, in case opponent captures with a pawn, I can immediately capture that pawn. In case opponent captures with the rook, okay, now I can go back somewhere, but I think it's even better to go there. And later, that knight can go to c4. This is a great place for the knight. It's attacking that bishop, but you can also see that pawn at the a4 is in trouble. Okay, knight d2 opponent's trying to block me. So the question is, if I go there, takes, what, d5? d5. Should I be afraid of it? Yeah, I mean, looks a little bit annoying. So if I go there, I think I'll just go here. I just want to get my pawn. Rook b5. If I take, takes, and now it's pinned. Doesn't look that great because it's pinned. So the question is what to do. If I move my knight, rook captures, or maybe it's even better to play knight a5. Yeah, I think I'm gonna play it there. Queen takes a4, it's a little bit risky. And now, okay, I'm below 3 minutes, so I really have to speed up if I don't want to lose on time. But I have got a feeling that I'm slightly better at this position. Not maybe a big advantage. Now the question is, can I play it here? Captures, d5. Still possible. So let me take it. And in case opponent captures with a pawn, then I play queen b7 to keep an eye on this square. So knight c4 should be possible. Yes, and after this move, pawn takes, and I control the d5 square. And I think I can just go here. Okay, so I set up two pre-moves in case opponent decides to capture. And also pawn at the b5 looks like a problem for the opponent because this is an overextended pawn. Pawn that is pushed a little bit too forward and cannot be protected by another pawn. Okay, so opponent wants to enter here. Okay, I want to get the pawn, but first, okay, I can take it here, but then queen takes doesn't give me that much. My knight is way too powerful. It's definitely more powerful than that bishop, and now I can get the pawn. And okay, you can see I'm up a pawn. Maybe it's a little bit too early to announce my win, but definitely I have got the advantage. You can also see that pawn here. Okay, opponent wants to enter. To block it like this, or I think I would rather block it with the knight because it opens my queen. Okay, knight c5. I will be very happy if opponent decides to take it. The more pass pawns, the better. Also, you can see that I have got two attacking ideas. I'm pretty sure opponent will play queen to b2. So then maybe f4 somehow, because I would like to activate my light square bishop. Yeah, maybe f4 looks like a good choice. Or h6, just in case, to prevent backrank checkmate. Okay, let's start with this move first, and later I want to play that. You know, that move I played just in case opponent wants to checkmate me somehow, right? I can imagine that in some positions it may happen. And now f4, because I would like to activate my bishop. I need to bring that bishop closer into the action, so it's going to support my pass pawn. In every endgame, two most important things are, okay, this is not the endgame, but active king and the pass pawn. Queens are still on the board, so I don't want to activate my king. But, okay, I think I can I play g5 or not? Or is it too risky? Is it too risky to go there? Oh, I think I'm fine. And I know opponent is going to play g3, and then I have got queen to c2. Ah, no, it's not a free pawn, because I can take it. Okay, so a little bit lucky. Okay, knight takes. Okay, have to be careful, because we have got opposite color bishops, and opposite color bishops are very often quite drawish. But the question is what to play right now. Okay, let's keep pawns on the board. As I said earlier, a good idea would be to bring the king closer. So take a look. Okay, opponent is attacking that. Maybe wants to attack it. But I think okay, it was a trap. Trapped with bishop a3, and we have got a drawish position. No, opponent missed that. I'm a little bit lucky. But I do not miss this one. Yeah, but I have to, and I can just take it. Okay, opponent wants to move out, so I don't want to give opponent a single chance. And now king also cannot escape here. I can just move my king closer. Opponent is stacked, completely stacked. Okay, opponent wants to get this pawn. Okay, let's play it here. That bishop is not moving out. Or you know what? I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm just waiting for opponent to play e6, because, you know, some players are just playing e6 just to confuse the opponent. So, yeah, okay. Maybe I'll go there. And now I can bring another pawn. It would be, I see I can take it, but, you know, there is a big chance for the stalemate if I do that. This is why I prefer to just push pawns forward. That bishop cannot attack anything. And I think pre-move, and this is a checkmate, yes. So okay, I'll give you my opponent the rematch chance, but what I have to say is that king f8 was a terrible mistake, because my opponent, that position I'm pretty sure I'm good, and I have to somehow activate that king, but I should probably use light squares, move that bishop, later bring my king maybe somehow here, either here, and I have to activate my king, because once I played it there, opponent could take it, knight takes here, and we have got, and opponent can get my knight for free because it's pinned. So that was a tactical mistake in the end. But I think that was a pretty good game, and okay, I'm happy that I haven't decided just to go for the free fold repetition. Okay, let's play the next game. Okay, opponent from France, so let's play the French defense as before. Okay, so knight d2, and I think at the tournament I'm going to play the c5 variation in the tournament in 2 days. So let's play c5. Okay, and now more common is variation with e takes d5, e takes d5. Against this move, I think I can play knight f6, e5, and now if I go back here, I can transpose into the Tarrasch with knight f6, but in this case, I think knight e4 is a very good move. Okay, I think what, knight c6 or not? I think knight c6 should be fine. Bishop d3, I think I can take it. Bishop takes, and queen goes to b6. Okay, I did not expect this move. Bishop d3 is like a very typical idea that opponent can play. In case opponent captures it here, okay, knight takes. Sorry, bishop takes, knight takes, pawn takes. Opponent captures, I capture, opponent goes somewhere. Okay, I have got some weaknesses, so maybe I don't want to do that. Oh, you know what, I'll just simply take it, capture back at the c5. I think I can do that. Okay, I would rather avoid before, so I'm gonna play a5 soon. Queen b6. And of course I cannot or queen to c7 also doesn't look that bad. Because that pawn at the e5 is not supported by any other pawn from the d4. So this is why I think maybe a good idea would be to attack it. Maybe queen to c7. Okay, after queen c7, I'm pretty sure opponent is going to play there. Now the question is, can I play queen b6? Because it looks like a fork, but there is sometimes that idea works in the French. That after b4, bishop takes f2, king e2. My bishop at f2 is trapped, and I think that this is the case. So I don't want to do that. Let's play a5. a5, of course, I cannot castle, because white has got that famous Greek gift idea that works very often in French, or in general in all of those positions when white has got a pawn at the e5. A very common thing. This is the reason why I think playing a5 does make a lot of sense. Maybe I should just exchange it. Or I will just simply play bishop d7. I want to play h. I just want to make my position stronger. So I want to play this move, maybe even a4. Yeah, maybe even a4. It's not a bad idea. Queen b6. Okay, a3. So looks like opponent wants to prepare this move, so I have to play a4. And now you can see that it's very good that I have got my bishop here. So if I move my knight, that pawn's gonna be well guarded. So after bishop c2, I think I can play, okay, queen to c2. Okay, so I just, queen to c2, it doesn't look very natural. I just play h6. And now, not only that pawn is no longer in the danger, but also Greek gift is not possible anymore. And I think the next move, it might be knight to a5. I want to enter to b3, maybe queen b6, maybe bishop b5. Okay, I have got a very comfortable position here. This is what black wants to, this is the type of the position that black really wants to get right after the opening in the French, right? Because you can see that my king is not in that danger. I have got a very clear plan and how white is going to attack it. But queen c2, it's not a very natural place. Also, opponent could go, for example, a4 after my a5 move. Okay, so as I promised, I'm going to play this move. I'm not gonna, because sometimes idea for black is to play f6, either f5, but I even don't want to consider that because this is exactly what my opponent is waiting for. Okay, and now I can bring my queen. I have got two decent squares. Maybe even I can play rook to c8. Creates a problem. Bishop, I think that bishop is enough to protect this pawn. So now I'm protecting the bishop. Also, I make an x-ray. Maybe knight b3 in the next move. Okay, queen go to b1. Maybe knight c4. If I castle, probably opponent wants to start the pawn stone here. Okay, so I think that this is, this is a critical moment. Usually right after the opening, there is a critical moment. So the question is, should I move my knight somewhere? Or what? If I move my knight, okay. Takes, I can take it back with a queen. Takes. I don't mind to do some exchanges, so let's play this move. After knight c4, bishop takes c4, pawn takes c4, and I'm not sure would it be good. Right, so now the question is, take it with a pawn, either with a queen. But if I take it with the pawn, that pawn might be overextended. We talked about this pawn. We talked about such a pawn in the previous game, so this is why I'm gonna capture with a queen. And later, probably I will also want to play bishop b5, just to exchange that bishop. Maybe even g6 here. I mean, okay, after this move, I think I can go there. Now f4 is not possible, and I can play there. That's my idea. You can see that opponent has got a weakness at the b2. So opponent captures, I can take it with the rook, and I can put some pressure over that pawn. Okay, let's exchange it. Okay, and now, this is like the next critical moment, because I think I exchanged all of those pieces, and I think I'm good. The question is, what should I do next? Should I castle? Should I play rook c4? Rook c4 looks very promising. But should I castle, or is it too dangerous to castle here? Maybe it's not. Let's castle. f4 is not possible because rook takes c3, discovered attack. So what do I want to play later? I have to find, I think rook c4 makes my position stronger. Rook protects this pawn. The only plan that I'm afraid of a little bit is white's attack on the king side. There is such a principle, general principle, that when there are only major pieces on the board, so the side who attacks the king has got the advantage. And this is what exactly what my opponent wants to do. So I can just defend it, and I can just go here and try to get the counterplay, or I can try to play f6, for example. Takes rook takes f6, but then I open the e-file. Okay, I think I'll just decide to go for the attack. Probably if opponent wants to stop it, opponent has to move queen somewhere, and now does d4 work? Yeah, I don't want to wait, because what's an alternative option? I can try to maneuver wrong, it looks very weird. Let's play d4. In. Okay, pawn takes, rook takes, either queen takes. Okay, I do not mind to play rook endgames. This is why I'm going to capture with a queen. And in case opponent decides to exchange it, you can see that, okay, we have got the rook endgame, and my two rooks are controlling two open files. Also, I want to enter into the second track if it's going to be possible. Also, I want to bring my king closer. Although with 4 rooks on the board, king safety has got still a priority. This is an exception, together with same like queen's endgames. Then king safety has got a priority. I can try to attack. Okay, so the question is, should I go there? Opponent will just block me. Can opponent block me? Opponent has to play, I think, first here. I play there. Opponent cannot really block me because of the background. So I think I can give it a try. Okay, no background because of this. Okay. Should I exchange my precious rook? King goes to g2, rook b1, rook here. Okay, if I exchange, king f8, king goes there. Okay, let's exchange it. Let's bring my king closer. Okay, and now the question is, it looks like my rook is more active, but is it enough to win? Yeah, maybe it was not the best idea to play rook c4, rook c2. Okay, but the question is what happens now? Okay, I'm just gonna play the move that makes position more solid. In case opponent, okay, opponent cannot, maybe I can bring my king right now. Because where that king is going. Let's play this move. That pawn is very weak. Okay, rook c2. Rook c2, so opponent wants to exchange it. King goes there, king c3, king c6 here, here. Okay, and what is the result? I'm afraid I might lose it. So I think it would be better to try to get some counterplay. The question is how. Okay, so opponent wants to go there. Okay, I have to get some counterplay. Yeah, but this is not the best rook endgame. After king b4, I think I can go there. King captures, rook goes here. No, looks like it's a little bit too slow maybe. So what, rook d5? Rook goes here. Rook to c5, rook to d2. Maybe something like this. Now I can also consider playing g5 because it undermines that pawn. Or even better, take it at that g5. Yeah, I think white cannot advance. Okay, opponent goes there. So if I go here, here I take. Opponent plays what? Rook to c4. Yeah, the question is, do I really have a choice? Or maybe it's better to play king d7, rook c5 here. King takes, rook c4. I think it's better if my king is at the d7 square. So I'm going to play this move, and I want to play rook d4. Okay, I have to remove that pawn, and I think I have to remove... Do I have to remove this one? Or is it better for me to go there? And maybe pawn at the e5 is more important rather than pawn at the h2. Okay, I can take it. And now what? Is it the race? Here, e5, f5, in b7, e4. I think I have got a chance. It's very hard to calculate this, but I think there is a chance for me. Because two connected pass pawns, they also can be very strong. Okay, so now I have to calculate. If I go there, rook f4. No, then I go e2. So if I go there, rook goes here, I play f4. Okay, I think I can play this move. If I'm not wrong, that should work. I cannot push it forward, but now I have got my king. That pawn is blocking those pawns, and now I want to bring my king closer, but I want to use the idea that is called shouldering. I want to go there, so white's king cannot easily and be brought closer. You see, my king is blocking white's king from coming closer, shouldering. And now I think I can get there. And king goes here. Okay, now the question, looks like f3 and f2 should be fine. Oh, okay, I think I'm going to play this move. You can see this is the power of two connected pass pawns. And because I have got two pass pawns, so rook, of course I'm not going to play there, because then opponent still has got a chance. I'm going to play this move, and opponent gets 0 chances. Okay, and with one pawn, and when the pawn is at h7, it's a draw, but not in this case. I think I can bring my queen closer. I can bring my queen closer. And now I can just move my king. And this is going to be a Zugzwang. Now, okay, opponent has got still this move. Okay, so I think I'm going to take it. And I'm going to repeat. And now it's a Zugzwang, so opponent can do nothing. Okay, I think it was a pretty interesting game. I have to admit that I especially like the idea. As I told you, it's very hard to calculate such an endgame, but I had got an impression, I had got a feeling that it is a good idea for me to go for the for that variation. That two pawns should be stronger than the rook, right? So I think it's a yeah, that was a nice idea. But definitely, I should have played better earlier. Not talking even about this position, but I'm talking about the position. Let me just go back. Okay, at this moment, because I have got the advantage. Okay, I just turn on the engine, and the engine tells me it takes f4. So you can see this is like another game, and I still have to pay more attention to tactics because rook takes f4. Rook cannot take it because of the back rank. I completely missed that. The opponent made a blunder. But this position, according to the engine, is like only -0, -0.2. So it's not, I thought that I have got bigger advantage. But okay, anyway. So I think, okay, so hopefully I can play now another game, this time with white. Let's play one game more. Okay. Game with black. So what is it gonna be? Okay, I thought that it's gonna be the third French defense. Okay, let's play d5. So against against the first move d4 and against anything else, including knight f3, I'm going to play the Tarrasch. So I just want to play the standard Tarrasch development. So this is why I want to go there. And knight c6. Okay, so there is a big chance that opponent is going to play knight d2 and this move. And it started as the Tarrasch, but it looks like it's gonna become the King's Indian attack, which is also one of the variations of the French. Okay, so we have got, I know it was like a weird moves order, but basically King's Indian attack. You can see that white setup is exactly like in the King's Indian. Okay, so now the question, what to do? And I think I'm gonna play b6. This is the variation that I usually play. In my opinion, it is a good idea to delay. It is a good idea to delay castling, because if black castles too quickly, then it's easy for white to attack on the king side. I want to go there, and I think queen goes to c7. Bishop f4. Okay. And now in many, okay, so now I cannot get this pawn because it's protected 3 times, but a very common idea is to play here and here, and that bishop is in trouble a little bit. The question is, can I start with this move? I don't think so. I don't think it's good. So let's just play h6. Very clear idea, g5. In case opponent plays there, I think I'm gonna castle queenside, and later g5 opens the position. Opens my attack on the king side. I also can later bring the rook here and play g5. I think it might be even stronger. I'm trying to remove the defender. h4 has to be played. And now I think I can castle, rook here, pawn goes to g5. And my plan is, of course, to attack on the king side, because, you know, there is another principle that I'm gonna mention. Opposite side castles go for the opponent's king. This is exactly what am I going to do. Rook here, pawn goes to g5. You can see that my opponent is a little bit confused. I know that some players, they are trying to play this move, h5, but then I do not see how does it stop me from playing g5, and I'm not afraid to open the king side because my king is no longer there. Of course, white can play queen to e2, and I cannot get material. It's not gonna be easy. Okay, opponent goes there. Okay, I know what's the purpose. I lost several games because of that. I think that the main reason is to take it and later e6. And it might be quite annoying because there is a discovered attack. So I have to react properly. And what are my options? I mean, one option that I have to consider is just knight takes e5, because that pawn is no longer protected. Knight takes. It's pinned, but in case, I don't know, knight g4, I play f6, captures, bishop captures, bishop d6, takes. It doesn't look that bad. I think it's equal. So that move is one idea that I definitely want to consider. Rook g8, knight takes, pawn goes there, queen goes to d8, opponent captures, I'm gonna take it with a queen. I don't like it that much because my king is a little bit exposed on the diagonal. Okay, and finally let's calculate the third option, which is quick attack. and then capture it here. Knight takes. No, knight takes f7. So bishop takes, and then what? Maybe rook goes here. Okay. There is an option like this. But I don't know why. Okay, let me double calculate the first move I wanted to analyze. In case opponent goes directly here, I'm gonna take it. So opponent will take it with a knight, takes, and then what? Knight g4, it's only scary move. Knight d5, bishop takes d5, I'm good. So, and then I can play f6. Takes, bishop d6. Okay, so I think this is the best move. I'm not 100% sure, because you can see that it's always dangerous to capture like this, but I trust my calculation. Maybe I'm wrong, right? Maybe opponent will came up with the fantastic idea, but I do not see anything better than knight g4. Knight takes here, just bishop takes there. I'm good. Knight g4, f6. And that is true that opponent's gonna equalize material. It's gonna be equal, but I think position is not gonna be that bad. Okay. Okay, so I didn't consider that. I don't have a much choice, and opponent wants to take it like this. Okay, but I don't think it's okay, but of course I have to move my queen back. Yeah, I'll just go back. I'm not afraid of that variation. I know that we are going to exchange most likely some things, but I think I will just get a very decent position without many problems. After the game, I'm gonna check it with the engine. Could I capture at e5, or was there anything else? Because maybe I could play something better. But that variation, again, I will get the position with major pieces only. So I'm going to attack opponent's king, especially that. First of all, because remember what did I tell you in the last game, that with the major pieces only major pieces are on the board, go and attack opponent's king. And second thing, we still have got opposite side castles. So I can try to play g5, or I can try to maybe use the d file. b4, okay. I think it's a little bit too much. I know that opponent's supposed to attack in that area, but I think it's can I take it? Maybe opponent wants to get there. But then g5. And now captures, and surprise checkmate. Okay, so now opponent blocks it. Of course, what a surprise. But now I have got the time to protect this pawn. I can do it like this or here. So the question is, what would be better? I can also try to attack it. No, I think I'm going to start with the a5. I know my king is a little bit weak, but yeah, but I think I'm going to focus a little bit more on the defense. f5 weakens that pawn. This is the reason why I don't want to play it. I'm not that eager to play this move, but I just want to bring my rooks closer on the queen side. Okay, a3. Okay, I'm gonna take it. I'm up a pawn if I can defend. And if opponent cannot checkmate me, if I can defend, I'm good. That rook is protecting pawn at the a5. Now I can also hide my king and bring another rook on the c file. Of course, if I have got an opportunity to exchange, I'm gonna do that. king b8. Okay. It is a brilliant move or it is a losing move? That's the question. Okay, I think I'm gonna take it. Queen takes, king goes here. And what is the idea? I know my rook is protected. That rook is not defended, although opponent has got no fork. I don't really understand that idea. What opponent has got in mind? What, c4? Is c4 that scary? I can always go back and protect that rook. I don't think it's that scary. If I have got a time to connect my rooks and consolidate the position, that should be win. Okay, so c4. Now of course I have to pay attention. After this move, d4. Maybe if I go rook to d8. I want to keep my rooks connected. Also take a look after here, rook is coming, and maybe even something like that. I wouldn't mind to checkmate my opponent like this. No, definitely rook takes e6 was definitely too much. You can sacrifice material only if you have got something clear, especially if you sacrifice the rook, right? It wasn't like a small sacrifice. It was a sacrifice that you win, either you lose. Okay, don't tell me that opponent's gonna sacrifice even more. Okay, c5. Okay, so after this move, opponent wants to take it, and then opponent wants to do what? If I take it, rook takes, I move my king somewhere. Okay, my king is exposed. Maybe more accurate move would be king a8, because then opponent cannot capture with a check. But if I play here, queen takes, rook takes a5, king b7. Okay, still, yeah, definitely. I should have calculated a little bit longer what to play, but right now what to do. I can always play this move. And after this move, queen takes. Protect everything, no checks. And this is something I'm gonna play. But king a8 would be easier to win for me. Okay, I told you I'm happy because most likely I'm gonna win, but you can see that it's not that, I mean, should be still win for me, although, you know, when your king is in the middle of the board and opponent still got a queen and the rook, might be a potential problem. Okay, oh, I think it's fine. Oh, 1 second. Queen c4, I play b5. Rook takes a5, king takes here, queen a2. I go here. A queen alone cannot checkmate me. Opponent can just give me a couple checks, that's it. Okay, no checkmate, because opponent has got queen here. Now you can see I'm creating threats, I'm attacking here, and now of course I play, yes, I play it here. Check. Okay, now the question is how opponent check me. Can opponent check me somehow or not? Or if opponent plays, because okay, you can see it's not so easy to beat that opponent. Opponent goes there. So the idea is to, after this move, rook takes a5, takes, and then it might be very hard to win. So if I go there, king goes here. Okay, actually you can see it's not that obvious. I can always give a check and exchange queens. And the question is, should we win? But if I push it forward, is that win or not? Do I really want to go into the rook endgame? Okay, is there anything better? If I take it, takes, check, king goes somewhere, I play it there. No, it's I don't want to play two rooks against the queen. After this move also looks a little bit annoying. Okay, I think I'm gonna go into the rook endgame. Oh, okay, this is king h2 was this is very bad. And now opponent can resign. Okay, but let me double check two moments. Am I right with that when I said that I should, okay, let me just, that I should, so queen takes c6 here. Okay, am I right that rook e1, okay, engine says rook e1 is the best. And because after this move, I wanted to play this move. And here, queen takes, 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 rook takes here, and I wanted to play b3. Because you can see that is true, I'm down a pawn, but my rook is supporting that pawn, my king is also very close. After this move, I wanted to take it. Okay, maybe that was not the cleanest way to win this game, but I think it's enough. But I also wanted to check with the engine, what should I play at this moment after knight e3? What should I play here? Let me check the engine. Okay, engine doesn't like this move that much. According to the engine, actually, white is +2, and at this moment, black has got the advantage. And according to the engine, g5 is the best move. I considered g5 move, but I rejected this move because pawn takes, knight takes, bishop takes. I calculated that variation. I calculated like this, and then I said, okay, it's not that great, and now engine wants to take it. According to the engine, it's minus 0.8, -1. I wasn't so sure about it, but let me go back and let me check what's wrong with this move. Okay, so maybe it would be better not to go into that risky line. Knight g4, this is exactly the variation I calculated. Captures. Okay, and bishop captures, and I said bishop d6 and I'm fine. I said that I'm fine, but according to the engine, white is +2 even. Queen g4. I missed queen g4. Because I knew that after this move here, then queen g4 as well. Okay, so I completely missed that fork. So maybe, lesson for the future is do not go into all of those complicated variations. Yes, so I should just stick with standard ideas, and if I'm not sure about the g5, I should have just played knight f8. Rook is protecting that pawn. Later knight can be brought here. Maybe g5 is still on, so that would be probably better. So yeah. But I think today I played a couple interesting games. I played 3, I think, interesting games, 3 French defenses. I know it was weird, different moves order, especially the final round, but I think games were interesting. Hope you enjoy it, yes, and if you do enjoy it, don't forget you can join my weekly newsletter. Every Friday you will get completely for free the lesson that you can improve your chess. You can join it at www.matbobula.com. And thank you very much for the meeting and hope to see you next time. Goodbye.